Hey everyone, welcome back to TNT. Well, so obviously I'm sure that you've heard by now that the PR is in overdrive and they've been talking, and of course you know I mean Harry and Meghan, about taking the Spencer name. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this. I'm going to give a little bit of an insight into the Spencer name. I'm going to talk about why I believe this is being circulated. And as you know, I like to give my little psychological spin on this to see what is kind of going on behind the scenes, their thought process, and the outcome of what I believe could be happening. So I have a new intro for you, and before you panic, do not worry. The music is still there. I've obviously changed it because I am now no longer Tea and Therapy. I am TandT, but my Tea and Therapy channel is my other one. A little bit confusing, I know, but that is my therapy channel. So I've decided to take the name that I use this one for, put it across there. So that intro will be going over there, but I've decided to keep the same music because I'm still the same person and I know how much you like it. So the same music applies. So let me know what you think. So for those of you who've been with me for a while, you know what to do. Grab your drink of choice. For me, I'm going to be sitting down with my cherries and berries because you know how much I love that. So what is your drink of choice? So let me know in the comments what you are drinking today, whether it's tea, whether it's coffee, or as you know what I like to say, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So you might want to add a little something to that drink, but sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. So the rumour mill has been off the charts, and we kind of knew with all of the negative press that they've been getting lately that Harry and Meghan are going to put their PR team in overdrive. But I will say that obviously I'm not 100% sure who Harry's PR team is. Is he under the same one as Meghan? Does anyone know? Because there's nothing that's really come out about him in the sense of who he's with. Is he the same one? Is he not with any? I don't know. Anyway, so of course what's come out is that Harry and Meghan have talked about taking the Spencer name. And when I initially first saw this, and I've said this before so many times, when something comes out in the media that is from them, there is always a hidden agenda. So you kind of almost have to step back and kind of go, right, what's really going on here? Look at all the clues, look at everything that's kind of been coming out lately. So obviously they've been getting huge amounts of negative press, Harry especially. And of course, we've had them being dropped from Spotify. The rumour mill of Netflix is kind of getting fed up with them. And I will be doing a video on that, so don't worry. And obviously the court case, and obviously the it's now coming out that the judge is kind of saying, I don't see any evidence of any phone hacking. There's only been one incident, and so Harry could be awarded, I think it's £500. And that's a slap in the face because in all fairness, I actually do believe this is about money for Harry. And I think in some weird way, he thought that he was going to win in the court of public opinion, which, only their fan base has kind of sided with them and said, you know, yay, well done you. But anyway, this Spencer name. But what's interesting to me is, I mean, we all know that Meghan has got this weird obsession with Diana. And for those of you who might have watched the mocu-series, I didn't, but I did hear about it and did watch the segment where she goes to Diana's. I mean, honestly, if you're ever going to really see the mind of a narcissist, because most people, you know, unless they're trying to raise awareness to something, most people do not go to the graveside of their partner's parent who's passed away with a camera crew to kneel down and almost have a conversation with them. I mean, the fact that people, their fan base, have kind of looked at that and kind of gone, oh my gosh, that's so amazing, she's talking to you, Diana, is just beyond ludicrous to me. And it really does show you the mindset of the way these people think, because it's so trashy, so unhinged even, that it's just weird. So she's always had this weird fascination with Diana, and I don't necessarily think that this is because she loved Diana as a person, because let's be fair, narcissists don't love anybody apart from themselves, and that is really about their ego. She loved the adulation that Diana got. She loved the fact that Diana was so worldwide famous, no matter where she went, no matter, she wasn't perfect, but she was loved by so many people. That's what Meghan wants. She wants to be loved by everybody. And of course, what she will be seeing is that actually Catherine, in my opinion, not that I want to compare, because Diana is her own person, but if you're going to look at somebody who is touching the hearts of people globally, who can do no wrong really at this point, oh, glasses, is Catherine's, Princess Catherine. Her kindness just oozes through. It really does. That, she doesn't have to rebrand herself. She's naturally beautiful, naturally gifted, naturally kind. She's just a wonderful person. And I'm sure she has her moments like most people do, but she's a genuine person. So she doesn't need to try, because she just is. The difference with Meghan is that Meghan needs to try to be kind. And if you're a kind person, you don't need to try, you just are. And someone like Meghan, she will absolutely hate that. And that's why when I found out, so I think that the couple of things are possibly happening here. I think the titles could be going. I think that because Harry has come out and attacked the government, and we all know that when they do things like that, it's obviously because behind the scenes, something else is going on. And I'm thinking that perhaps that it's gaining traction behind the scenes, that their titles could be going. But what I also found out is that Meghan and Lily were taken out of the late Queen's will. Now, money, apparently, from what I've heard, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, money wasn't gifted, but jewellery was. And Lily, alleged, was taken out, and so was Meghan. Now, let's look at that, because if Lily was real, as in really theirs, a member of the royal family, I do not believe the Queen would have left Lily out. Regardless of what Meghan has done, she wouldn't have punished the child for the actions of the mother. I think it speaks volumes that she was left out of the will with Meghan, from what I've heard. But what's also very interesting is Princess Charlotte is set to inherit the Spencer tiara. Now, for most of you who probably know or don't know, and I'll put a picture up here, this is the Spencer tiara. Diana wore this. I think it was one of her most favoured tiaras. And I'm going to read a little bit about this, because this is an incredible inheritance. And actually, I think if you Google, and again, I'm sure I did, I will look it up again to make sure, but if you Google the richest children in the world, actually Princess Charlotte, I think, comes very close to being one of the richest children in the world, which is crazy. Now, if you imagine, again, a narcissist, this is going to create Meghan to be insanely jealous. Insanely jealous. So it says here, she is in line to inherit a truly remarkable piece that will no doubt mean a great deal to her father, William. Charlotte is set to receive the iconic Spencer tiara, which previously belonged to her late grandmother, Princess Diana. Diana famously chose to wear this headpiece on her wedding day to Prince Charles, King Charles now. So you can imagine how iconic this tiara is. And the fact that we have Meghan, who is insanely obsessed with Diana. And this tiara would be the one that she would cover. I know there was rumours that she wanted the emerald tiara, but I think this would be the one that she would absolutely covered, because it's the one she wore on her wedding day. I mean, the iconic wedding day, you know. So the glittering tiara is designed in a garland style and features a central heart flanked by continuous running scrolls I'm just going to pronounce a word that I can't pronounce. Interspersed with star and trumpet shaped flowers. It is set throughout with circular and rose cut cushion and pear shaped diamonds mounted in gold. The tiara was inherited by Diana's father, John Spencer, the 8th Earl Spencer, in the mid-70s, and as such remains in the Spencer family. It went on display in London in 2022, at which time Charlotte's inheritance was also confirmed. A description placed alongside the tiara read, in part, in the mid-1970s, John Spencer, the 8th Earl Spencer, inherited the tiara. It was subsequently worn by all three of his daughters at their wedding day, Lady Jane in 1978, Lady Sarah in 1980, and finally Lady Diana the following year in 1981. The tiara was most recently worn by Celia McCorkadale, niece of the 10th Earl Spencer Charles, at her wedding in the spring of 1918. The Spencer tiara is now set to be inherited by Princess Charlotte. So it comes as Charlotte prepares to step into the spotlight alongside her two brothers at the coronation, which we've seen, and she looked absolutely just beautiful. The princess and her older sibling, Prince George, are likely to attend the ceremony, as we all know. So yeah. Isn't that interesting? That suddenly it comes out that Meghan and alleged Lily are out of the late Queen's will. They didn't inherit any of the jewellery. And this has come out that Princess Charlotte is going to inherit the Spencer tiara worn by Princess Diana, on her wedding day. Suddenly it's coming out that Harry and Meghan want to change their name to Spencer, removing the titles. Now we know the titles for them are currency. Well, albeit that it's literally going, but that's all they have, their titles, because they use them at every opportunity they can. So it makes sense to me that either the titles are going, and they know it. They've found out before any official statement is happening. They potentially know that this is happening. They now know, obviously, that she's been left out of the will. Or the other scenario is Meghan, we know, has designs on a potential political career. And I hear you, the fact that you're all screaming at the TV going, no, it'll never happen. You got to remember that it doesn't mean that she's going to be good at the job. It doesn't mean that she will get anywhere. She believes that she can do it. She believes she's the next Diana. So she's delusional enough to think that she could try and go for being the president of the United States. She is that delusional. But to do that, they have to get rid of their titles. So it makes sense then that they're kind of going, okay, well, what do we call ourselves? And Spencer is something that she connects to Diana. But what's interesting is that she didn't take Diana's mother's name, because the Spencer name is actually shrouded in a lot of controversy. It is publicly well known that the father was very abusive, especially to, I think, Diana's mother and siblings and Diana herself. So when you've got someone who pertains to be a feminist, who pertains to be for the women, she decides that she wants to take a name that's connected to Diana, but actually is shrouded in such controversy because it's the father's name, and he was very abusive. And this is public, in the public domain. You can look this up. I'm not just plucking this out of my behind. And it's very sad. You know, Diana did not have a great childhood. So it's interesting that that's the name that she chooses to take, rather than actually maybe take her mother's name, which was Frances Ruth Sian Kidd, previously Dispenser Ni Roche. That's how it's said. I don't know completely. Why not take that? Why not take Roche? Why not take Kidd? Well, we know why, because it doesn't sound, does it? You don't connect that, like Meghan Roche. I mean, I know what all of you are thinking. I know you so well, because I'm thinking it. As soon as I heard the name Roche, I was like, cockroach. I know that's so bad. I'm sorry, not sorry. But it was there. I've got to be congruent and honest. It popped into my head. It did. And I know, come on, be honest now. I know that most of you might have thought that as well. Oh, see, I'm going into a hot flash now. Look what you made me do. It's like, where's my fan? Where's my fan? I've left it in the other room. The fan. So yeah, so I genuinely think that, like I said, because everything is with an agenda, everything is with an agenda. And I genuinely think that finding out that Princess Charlotte is going to inherit the tiara, it's very possible, especially in Meghan's mind, that she thinks if she takes the Spencer name, there is every chance that the Spencer family are going to intervene and decide to give Meghan this tiara, or gift it to the alleged Lily, aka Meghan. But then also now, then it would mean also that if anyone associates the Spencer name with Diana, they will then associate that with Meghan. And so, of course, again, Princess Charlotte inheriting this tiara will then be association of Meghan and Harry are now Spencer. Now, whether or not the Spencer family are going to be okay with this name change is a different matter. And I probably guess that they wouldn't be, especially given the reasons why they want to do it. And whether or not it will happen, I don't know. They are delusional enough to try. I mean, let's be honest. They actually put out where they took the name. They took Archie from Prince George, because that was his nickname for himself. They took Lilibet from the Queen, didn't tell her. What they did, from what I gather, is that Harry informed the Queen or spoke to somebody saying about taking her name. So I'm guessing the Queen assumed it would be Elizabeth. So if there was an agreement, it was probably down to the fact that she believed that Lily was going to be named Elizabeth, in which case that would have been, yeah, that's lovely, you know, naming somebody after you. But what they did was, or what I believe possibly Meghan did, was took the name Lilibet, which was the, as we know, the cute name given that she was called when she was little. And then obviously the pet name from her husband. And I think that was just awful, the way they did it. But this is how they behave. This is how narcissists behave. And again, like I said, if you know, when we speak about the children, when we speak about the children, people, I still see comments where people say that they're keeping the children hidden because Meghan doesn't like the attention being away from her. Firstly, if that was the case, then she would not have named her child Lilibet. That name within itself, Lilibet Diana, has drawn attention to this said child. If that was the case, she would have just named this child anything, and it wouldn't have been a name that draws attention. Secondly, she has already proven that she really dislikes, which I think is such a huge red flag when someone really dislikes a child, and has been very cruel to Princess Charlotte. She dislikes Catherine. She dislikes Catherine's daughter, Charlotte. She would love nothing more than to take the attention away from Charlotte. And the way that you would do that, so in a way, it's like Meghan competes against Catherine, but she would use her daughter to compete against Charlotte. Trust me. I hear what you're saying, but I have studied these types of personalities for a very, very long time. She would use her daughter. She wouldn't hide her daughter. She would use her daughter. Don't get me wrong, as the child developed and started to become popular, she would be jealous of that. Don't get me wrong, there would be jealousy there, but she would use her daughter, especially while she's young and she's moldable, and she will have to do what Meghan said. So if this child existed, she would be using Lily to overshadow Charlotte. So every time you saw a picture of Charlotte, out would come a picture of Lily. If Charlotte was doing something, they would come out as a family doing something. It would happen. But we haven't had that. You know, we've got Archie, who is allegedly 4 years old now, I believe, and yet we've never seen Archie just out and about in a natural setting. And as some people have said that the law in California is different, I agree, but the child's face can be blurred. We've never seen them out and about, and when we have, it's some weird photoshopped looking grainy, odd, weird photo. And why not come to the coronation? This whole thing of can't come because of the children, or we can't come for whatever reason. They've never brought these children here. How does nobody think that that's weird? I mean, I'm talking about not us, I'm talking about people out there. How does nobody pick up on the fact that that's really weird? What is the most amazing birthday present for a young boy to see his grandfather getting crowned and his father as part of that? You know, obviously he wasn't, but you know what I mean. You know, that would have been the perfect birthday present. He's 4. He's not going to care. They could have had the party the next day or the week or a weekend later. I mean, no, most of us, like say, for example, if I have my birthday during the week, I don't have my party on that day. I have my party at the weekend. You know, most of us do stuff like that. So why was it any different for them? Well, the reason being is because they're not with them. They're not with them. Lily, I have said, was an adoption. I have been sent information, and I've seen it. Well, not seen it, but I've everything about everything, and the body language. I've looked into it, the way narcissists behave, and what I have heard is that Lily was going to be an adoption. Now, people have said it's a surrogate, but you also have to remember she wanted a blonde, blue-eyed girl. She wanted a mini Diana. She does see herself as Diana, but her child, her daughter, is an extension of her. And it is to take away from Charlotte. So she would have wanted a child that looked, in her eyes, like a mini Diana. She would have trotted her out like the mini Diana to take away from Charlotte. It didn't happen. There was something that went wrong. The woman who was going to the real mother changed her mind, and a lot of, and from what I have heard, it is down to that she had a terrible relationship with Meghan. She lost faith and trust in Meghan, and there was issues with the payment. So she changed her mind. So what happened, and this is why you've got the fact that there was a Mary, I think a Mary Diana, there's no record of a Lilibet Diana being born, but there is a record, I believe, of a Mary Diana being born, I think 2 weeks prior, I believe. But her parents they're completely different parents. So was that the child that was potentially going to be adopted to Meghan and actually either got adopted out to another set of parents, or this is the real mother? The birth records are sealed of Archie and Lily, the only 2 children out of the royal family that have got their birth records sealed. Why? So, you know, if you have a surrogacy, you can't guarantee what the child is going to look like. You can have a sort of a bit of an idea, but you can't guarantee it. You can't guarantee the sex of a child with a surrogate. So there is every chance that she could have ended up with a boy. So I think that this was an adoption that went wrong. And that's why she bought up the domain names, and she was literally prepping it all, setting it all up, ready to introduce mini Diana to the world. And it went wrong. And that's why we now have, and I'm going to do more of a video on this, because I know I do talk about the children, but new information comes in. So I will be doing another video on this, because I have seen some more footage, just more things. So I will be doing that. But yeah, so I think that this was a complete, it all went wrong. It all went wrong. So yeah, so trust me on that if she had a daughter, this daughter would be out there used against overshadowing Princess Charlotte. And especially now that Princess Charlotte is being given this tiara, it's worth millions. I think it's something like maybe, I mean, I don't know exactly actually, so I'm not even going to pluck that number out of my bottom. But yeah, so Meghan would be insanely jealous about this, insanely jealous. And the fact that like I've said before, that they're not together. And it's great that everyone else is now catching up on this. But if you go back through my videos, I have been saying for a very, very long time that they are not together. I have been saying for a very, very long time, these children are not with them. Yes, I know that some of you believe no children exist, but I have said I do believe Archie does. I do believe there is an Archie. Now, whether or not that is through a surrogate, don't know. My theory, as I've said, is that I think that Harry got somebody pregnant. And I know that many of you have said, but even if he did, that wasn't such a bad thing. You've got to remember that if it happened, it would have been while he was with Meghan. Meghan would not have been happy with him getting somebody else pregnant and helping raise somebody else's child. So I believe that that's when she pretended to go along with it, pretended to be pregnant. It was kind of like, well, if this is going to happen, then, you know, I'm not going to be humiliated with the fact that you've been unfaithful to me. We're going to act like I'm the one that's being pregnant, because this is about her pride. You know, she wouldn't have liked this. So there's every chance that, and like I've said before, and even if it was a surrogate, that I don't think the royal family would have put everything on the line to lie about a surrogate. Even if Meghan threw her toys at the pram and said, I want a surrogate. I don't believe that. I just don't. But what I do believe, especially given how much we know about Harry now and how strange he is in the bedroom department, and I will be doing, I've got so many videos honestly coming up, guys. I've got one where, and I've said before that I think there's a sex tape, and apparently some evidence has come out about this. So I will be talking about that, and I will be talking about the children a bit more because I've had other things come in. So yeah, honestly, subscribe so you don't miss out. But yeah, I truly believe that Harry possibly got somebody pregnant, and that's why she's got leverage. And I think she's got leverage on Harry, and the leverage has continued. And I think now she's gone along with this, like pretending to be pregnant. And I know some of you have said, well, the royal family should just let it all out. But you've got to think she's a narcissist. If the royal family exposed her, do you think that she's literally going to sit back and be like, yeah, you know what, I went along with it all and it's my fault? Of course she's not. She is going to twist it, turn it in all directions, blame the royal family, probably bring in racism again and say that they made me do it because they didn't want a child of colour in the royal family. And unfortunately, the royal family have been under so much scrutiny because of them and because of the stuff with Andrew. They probably feel like they can't take any more. People, you know, even though people still love the royal family, especially with King Charles being a new king, they probably are sitting there thinking, you know what, we can't take any more controversy, so we're just letting this ride out. So yeah, that's my theory anyway. But let me know what you think in regards to the Spencer tiara. Do you think that I'm right, near the mark? Do you think I'm completely off base? And it's okay. And like I say, please be respectful in the comments. I have got no issue you disagreeing with me. In fact, I love it if you disagree with me and then come in with something and I'm like, yeah, you know what, I hadn't thought of that. What I don't like, and that's just a personal choice of mine, is when you are not very nice and you start calling names or being derogatory and then almost attacking other people in the comments because they've got a different opinion to you. It's not necessary. We can all disagree respectfully. We're not here to all agree with each other. We want the debate. We want the discussion. You know, the more we talk about people like this and the lies and bringing it all out in the open, the better. In my opinion. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, please do. If you haven't subscribed to my other channel, TandT, I'd be really grateful if you did. It's at 1,600 subscribers, which is great, but I'd love to get it higher. I'd love to get my views up. I appreciate I haven't done many videos on there at the moment. I will be back doing those videos about mental health, about therapy related things, life coaching things that, you know, if you're in the comments, you can ask me what to talk about and I will talk about it, and hopefully that will help you, especially if there are people out there that haven't got access to getting therapy, can't afford it. And I do try, like I say, and work with people behind the scenes who struggle financially. Obviously I have a bit of a waiting list, but it is there. So yeah, if you'd like to treat me to a cuppa, you can. The link is just up here. It'll be in the description box below. No, the link isn't up here. The link is in the description box below and it's just above the subscribe button. There's a little icon. You can follow me on Rumble, TikTok, Instagram. You can buy some of my bubble merchandise. You can subscribe to being a Patreon, a member. And yes, I'm aware that I haven't put the new members up yet, and I will be doing that. I know I keep saying it. I will be doing it. You can send me something. I have a PO box. Basically, all the links are below. If you haven't subscribed to my son's channel, please go across and do that. Give him some love. He's got a new video going up really soon. So yeah, so enjoy my new intro. I hope you do. Feedback is always great, and I will see you in the next video. So take care as always. I love you, I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you. Mwah. Bye.